First of all, like, comment, and subscribe. Second of all, I'm going to have to tear myself away from the comic book hut. He is the comic book hut. And he is doing very, very well. He is growing very quickly. He was on YouTube, obviously, a few months ago, and then he took a little siesta and decided to come on back. And everyone's welcoming him back with open arms, and I hope he has a thoroughly enjoyable time. His second time covering comic book issues and comic book news and whatever it is he covers. I actually had to go to the doctor today for a MRI, and they give you, if you're claustrophobic, a benzodiazepine to calm you down. I took a bunch of that, and I've definitely been calmed down. Probably could have gave me half, and I would have been calmed down. If you've never had an MRI, and this is actually my second one, that's why I knew that I needed the Ativan. The first one I got was in a temporary shelter. It was temporary. It was in a trailer type of thing, and it was for an injury on my neck, which is never a good place to have an injury. And let's try that once more time. So they, I had to go into this closed tube, which is very, 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 very tight, and it's closed, like I said, closed on one end. It's not open, and you go in head first because I've got to go get the MRI on my neck. I'm a very big person, very, very broad shoulders, if I can be so forward, and those shoulders did not fit in that MRI machine with any room to spare. It was, I was in there like a sausage in a casing. If you're claustrophobic, going in that type of MRI machine is a journey into one of the lower pits of hell. They give you earplugs, all well and good, because the time you're going to be there is very, very loud. The machine makes these ungodly clanking noises. So it feels like you're in a coffin. You can't move on your own. You can't even get yourself out of it if you have to. You have to press a button if you panic, the panic switch. So while this machine is magnetic resonance imaging induces a strong magnetic field, which, remember Physics 101, gets things to align up and react in certain ways and create their own parasitical magnetic fields that probably be measured. Anyway, it's a nightmare. The guy technician told me that football players, he had a football player who was scheduled to go in there and take one. The football player looked at him and just said, no, it's not going to happen. Can't do it. So that was not fun. But that was a different type of MRI machine, the closed tube. It felt basically like a coffin. It was very, very small. Since then, they got their hospital up and running. So there's this open MRI, which it's not great, but it's open on both ends. And they have a fan blowing on one end, so it gives you the illusion of movement or something. It just, I don't know, for some reason they have a powerful fan blowing, and it feels comfortable. It feels cool and comfortable, and it feels like a spring day. And then your head is outside of the top of the machine. You go in this thing feet first. Even with your feet, it's open, so it's kind of nice. But when you look up, there's a monitor, a huge monitor above you that shows blue clouds, blue sky, white puffy clouds, and some tree branches that are just peeking into the scene. So it's a very, very relaxing scene. And then you put your earplugs in, and then they put headphones over you. You can pick the music you want to listen to, like classical music or something to relax me. And then they put a lavender patch on your chest, so the wind blows this lavender smell into your nose, or lavender or vanilla, whatever, sandalwood, whatever calms you down. And it's a whole different experience. That plus the 4 milligrams of Ativan, which is not something I take more than once a year. So that was interesting, and now I am pretty much just stoned out of my gourd. So I'm going to try to make this video and see what happens, and if it's absolute dog shit, then I will not post it on YouTube. I'll just send it right to BitChute. BitChute's kind of like the overflow for videos that just don't work out here, or they're just too spicy, they're too politically incorrect, that kind of thing. And they go right on BitChute, and BitChute is I think I have 25 followers over there and have like over 150 here. So it's like, I don't know, what is that, more than 10%, but so BitChute is growing daily, which is good. It's getting stronger every day. That's good. I'm glad it's growing. I found this comic, and at first I wasn't going to do a thing on it because it just looks so silly. Comicology original. That's why I couldn't find the Comicron numbers for it. It just looks so childish and silly. And I thought it was a kid's comic until I got a few pages in. I realized, no, it's not really a kid's comic. In fact, I'm not quite sure who it's for. This is the, what is it, the kaiju monsters. But actually, I heard your boy's video was talking about Silly Billy comics, and he was talking about common tropes with these Silly Billy comics. I thought, actually, this comic has a lot of those common tropes. He mentioned forced cursing. I thought, okay, well, let's look. This is what got my attention. Everything looks good enough, except the monster seems kind of a little silly. Get in there. Little Silly Billy. It's kind of cute and kind of makes its sound. Its roar is and it's got its tentacle porn fingers, and its, I don't know, phalanges are supposed to be like penile substitutes or something. I mean, I'm sure this is for like Japanese schoolgirls or something. And it's definitely ribbed for her pleasure. Okay, so you know what you're getting here. You're getting something kind of cutesy, all well and good. Though I did think this earth moving equipment, the kaiju moving equipment, was pretty cool. The tank treads and stuff like that. I like that. Okay, we did it. Ginger Spice is ours. We bagged the biggest Goliath on the global hit list. Okay, purple hair, black girl, auburn and pink-haired girl, and then platinum blonde girl. Okay. They're going to give trophies for this. We did it. Yeah, we bad. I'm going to do a little victory dance on her head. I hope you fall on your ass, Chelsea. What? Take Ginger to the super-dimensional containment cell. Get Space Ape and the rest of the squad suited up ASAP. Whoa there, little tiger. Let's take her back to the lab and have some fun just for a bit. Is she going to rape the dinosaur? Are they all going to rape the dinosaur? I mean, that's immediately what came to mind. I mean, because who wouldn't rape a dinosaur if you're given the opportunity? Except, maybe they want to get raped by the dinosaur. That's probably what they're thinking. And they'll probably want to post it up on XTube or one of those type of sites. Dinosaur gangbang, I guess. The king of all monsters is about to make his move, and whoever controls the super sovereign will control all the Goliaths in the world. That's our priority. Yeah, so get your head in the game for once, Chelsea. What a dumb cunt. Jesus. My head's been in the game, Sadie. Yours has been stuck up Eunice's ass. Choke on a hard cock, Chelsea. You don't know shit. So I read that stuff and I thought, this doesn't sound like a children's. This is not something I would want my kids to read. And it's kind of a little dirty because they give you these images of these cute kids and you think, okay, it's going to be age appropriate. And then they start talking about choking on tentacles and kiss my ass and forced cursing and I'm sorry for cursing myself, but I'm cursing because I'm kind of quoting it and showing you what they're doing. We dunked on the Goliath girls. That's our job. Crack a goddamn smile. And I also try not to say "God damn it" anymore, because I know there are some people who tune in and they do not want to hear any blasphemy whatsoever. So I respect that, and I'm training myself to. I'm cutting down all my swearing. I'm training myself to not include that kind of stuff. It takes time though. You psycho, Ginger Spice is still our daughter, and we're about to throw her to the wolves. But hey, go ahead and choke on your trophies, you heartless. Enough. Ginger's getting locked up, and we're prepping for the king. End of story. Ha ha ha. Those idiots. Shh, baby girl, they don't know I'm here. What does that mouth do? What are your ulterior motives with those tentacles? I mean, you may be an adventurous girl, but those things are pretty thick. I don't know if you can handle that. You're no Aurora Snow. Okay. Some stupid heavy plot device about some kid who's angry at his mom with a 5-string bass. Is it a bass or is it a guitar? I don't know, but there's only 5 tuning knobs, so probably a 5-string bass. For some reason, he chooses to carry the 5-string bass on his back the whole time because, hey, punk rock. Oh, look, there's more shots of him with the bass. All right, so they're going to go hunt down these... before they go hunt down the creatures, please note the mental illness haircut, if that's still in frame. Please note the mental illness haircut. Dog, please do not come up here while I'm making this video. You're so disturbing. You're so rude, dog. And nose ring, mental illness, shaved side of the head. All well and good. And then I saw this, and I thought, oh, okay, this is supposed to be Norway 6 years ago. I see this dude climbing up the mountain. See, he's got the rope, and I guess the way that works is they have these pins, and when you climb by yourself, you got to pin it, and then you climb above the pin, and there's nothing holding you above, but if you fall, that pin should catch you. Okay, dog, you smell like dog right under my nose. So I guess that's how it works. So you put pins every so often so you don't have to fall too often because, remember, the equation for falling is squared also. It's the solution is 9.8 meters per second squared. So that means you're not falling your velocity increase is not linear, it's exponential, if you follow me. So you fall the first foot, you might fall 1 unit, but you fall the second foot, you might fall 1.5 units. By the time you fall the third foot, you might be falling, you get the idea. You get faster and faster as you go on, until you hit something called terminal velocity, which on Earth for human body is about maybe the max 200 miles an hour. But that's 200 miles an hour is pretty freaking fast. So anyway, this young guy, is climbing up these rocks. This looks suspiciously like the American Southwest. I mean, maybe it's the Middle East, it could be parts of Africa, but it looks like the Southwest. So I don't know why it's called Norway, but, I haven't read the earlier books. Okay, what this is in Japan, this is known as a sex toy. All these are ribbed for her pleasure, and it looks like this sex toy can satisfy many, many Japanese businessmen here, and many, many Japanese whores can sit along the top and just jerk themselves off to their heart's content. And when they're done, they can probably sell their underwear to the Japanese businessmen who probably already stained theirs by that time. Anyway, this guy who's climbing this hill, this dude climbing this mountain, muscular forearms, muscular bis, tris, deltoids, doing well, Muskie the black guy. And then you come in here and realize, no, actually, this is the same character. This is female. This is female. It's the same character. So they draw her as a man, and I can only come to the conclusion the artist doesn't has has some kind of problem distinguishing between men and women, because that's a man with, tits, and that's a woman. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Okay, this doesn't enlarge. I see how it is. Okay, this is when we learn of the jilted lover, and she wants to escape because she's a jilted lover. Explaining her what she did to splice her DNA, blah blah blah. I have to experiment on myself. We don't have coffee, much less a functional lab, but this looks like a functional lab, so who knows? I don't know what they're talking about. Okay, so she goes in the escape pod. She says, I have to go. What if I grow 30 feet and take down the ship? What happens to me doesn't matter anymore, Zelda. None of it matters. She doesn't love me anymore. Okay, if you didn't catch on, oh my god, 16 minutes. Let me tell you, benzos really mess with your time. She doesn't love me anymore. So she's talking about her lesbian girlfriend, because of course she is. Of course. We need more lesbians, more homosexuality. For God's sakes, can we just get more gay? We all need to come together and get as gay as possible until it's just a big circle of butt fucking and pussy eating, to be as gay and lesbian as possible. Because comics aren't gay enough. We're going to have to make them gayer. If you rolled them up and shoved them up each other's asses, that would be the gay that the comic deserves. Anyway, they're talking about her jilted lover. I mean, but hey, if we're fair, these two are probably going to end up together because mental illness haircut and grind bitch. Damn it, Jim, I'm not going to lose you too. Sometimes the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one. You were my friend, Jim. Remember that scene in Star Trek? Wow, that movie. I don't know if that was the 1979 one or was it part 2. It was a great scene. I probably cried like an absolute bitch when I saw that. Probably in the theater, too. Alright, so they're lesbians. Everyone's lesbian. Everyone's gay. They are all gay. And some more forced cursing? Yeah, there's some forced cursing. God fucking damn it, Eunice. So not only do you swear, but you invoke the Lord's name of, a religion that has like 1 billion followers. It's actually, I did not know this, but Christianity is actually the global number 1 religion. Islam is probably number 2, and Hindu is probably number 3. Then Zoroastrians are probably number 4. Then Judaism is probably number 5. Had no idea that the Christianity was so popular around the world. It's catching on in some strange places, Africa and South America, and even South Korea. South Korea has a growing Christian population. Kind of interesting. Of course, Islam grows with the sword and with rape and with violence. Christianity grows a little bit different. They go spreading the good news of their gospel of the New Testament. So, I think the Christians need to put down the New Testament and pick up some rifles. Because I think it's easier to have your religion of peace, which Christianity is, but you can't have Muslims in your country. Christianity only works when you don't have a hostile foreign ideology who will be happy to kill you and rape your women and put their children in burqas. But I probably digress and grind an axe, because those 4 milligrams have kicked in, let me tell you. Alright, he finds a silly Billy cat. Is the cat going to show me his butthole? You ever notice that... No, I can't zoom in on this page. Cats have a habit of showing you their butthole. They almost do it in they know you see it, and they know that you don't want to see it, and they look back at you, and then they raise their tail, and their butthole kind of winks at you. I just can't trust cats. I think cats are all kind of closeted perverts. Alright, so this guy and his furry companion, no pun intended, finds his finds his boyfriend, someone who could only be his boyfriend, especially when you dress like that. What is that, an ascot? A cape? Is that a superhero cape? Designed by a blind Filipino? Is that how that works? Let's see, look, the cat is trying to show him asshole, but this guy's 2 eyes. He has 2 eyes. Do not fall for the asshole trick. It will hypnotize you into feeding the cat some tuna. Alright, so these two long lost lovers hook up. Kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, you fool. Kiss me like you miss me. Part me like the Red Sea. Bend me over and show me. Okay, no, he gets a helmet for some reason, and he uses it to fly to the moon, where his other boyfriend, his Selenium boyfriend, is up there. He's gonna do some Jules Verne writing when he goes up there. And Miss C Cup, it's kind of interesting because in these comics you never see chicks with boobs at all. It's never more than B Cup. This one character actually is the only character in the comic that has boobs, and I don't know how old she's supposed to be, but it's just kind of funny to see because it's something you don't see. Alright, so she's doing some inner channeling. Her chakras are open and she is flowing ki all throughout her nutsack. That's probably an orgasm of her third eye, which probably just means her vagina. And the monster rises up, breaks off his chains of the cis-heteronormative, systemic, hierarchical, capitalist, oppressive, patriarchal society in a systemic and systematic way, oppression, and says, I am free, let's open the gulags and let's reduce productivity for our 5-year plan. Well, our first 5-year plan, because our first 5-year plan won't actually feed us and we'll actually lose 50 million people. But hey, we're Bolsheviks, so what the fuck? He crash lands. I always wondered, he's got these goggles on, his flight goggles, is that what they are? Why wouldn't you wear your goggles? They keep your eyes dry and protected from debris, and probably offer some other benefits. It seems a little odd that they're not in there. Oh, and then the dinosaur says, "Roar." Look at me, I'm a kind of a gay T-Rex. Roar. Kind of a weird thing. Are those dildos coming out of your fingers? My God, those are dildos. So you can satisfy many women simultaneously with the power of those dildos. Who was that guy who attacked your boy Zach? Kurt Eichenwald. He's some degenerate, perverted reporter. I don't know, for the New York Times or New York Post or something. He's just an absolute tentacle porn pervert. He was watching tentacle porn, jerking himself off furiously to tentacle porn. And it had been on the screen, and for some reason he took a screenshot because he had to send it to somebody, and it showed one of the open tabs was his tentacle rape porn fantasy fetish. That got out, and he said he was trying to show it to his wife and kids, and it's possible, but I mean, you take one look at this guy and you realize, I don't want this guy watching my kids. I don't want this guy around my kids. He can do whatever freaky shit he wants to do in the privacy of his own home. Just stay away from me. You look like a freak. You look like a real scumbag, degenerate, and someone who should... Oh well, I won't say it. I won't say everything. I won't say everything, not even on BitChute. And he, Zach said that. Zach said those things. And he threatened to sue Zach, and Zach just told him, okay, I guess I'll see you in court then. He backed down. A bunch of people got involved. Okay, I saw this image. I thought a bunch of short, fat, greasy Italians with mustaches. I thought, whoa, maybe they're not a bunch of Guidos. Maybe they're short, fat, greasy Indians with mustaches. They could be Indians. They have that kind of Indian look to them. Or Short, fat, greasy Spaniards? I don't know. They're definitely short, fat, and greasy, so just pick a country that you don't like and you can make fun of them. And then they're clones? I don't know what's going on here. Except that's her mom for some reason, and they don't quite look alike. I'm guessing you're a single mom. Just a guess. I guess you never met your father. Okay, so the girl meets the best furry cosplay you've ever seen for some triple X action. What do those horns do? I think we've all just seen this movie. It might have been in Tijuana when we were 18. And we probably regret seeing it. It's messy, especially if you're in the front row. It can get messy. You probably want to wear a helmet and a raincoat when you watch the show. All right, we're under attack. Is there any force cursing in here? Sadie, no bullshit. Is it the Goliath girls? I told you, Eunice, and I are done for real this time. Your choice. Yes, it's my body, my choice. I will abort as many of these little monsters as I goddamn well please. Okay, so the monster with the sex toy attachment on his beard and the 8-pack comes out to kick some ass. These two breastless girls, but kind of redundant because everyone in the comic is breastless, are planning probably a dyke out scene a little bit later. Some dude in the background has an M4 with a 40mm underslung. I don't think that will do any good against a 140-foot tall dinosaur that can spit atomic fire. Okay, sex toy amphibian goes swimming with degenerate girl. Monkey with a sword, because why not? Why not? Though, hey, you know, anything's a sex toy if you are brave enough and you have lube. Out here, Ilyana, can't stop me from kicking your ass. Blue-eyed black girl, purple hair. Forced cursing, but it's pretty mild. Welcome. Welcome to what? Welcome to... A realm you always dreamt existed. A place only Goliath can see you're in. The Kaiju Sphere. There's just going to be a lot of fucking and sucking and bukkake baths. Oh, anal? Oh, try double anal. Double anal, double vaginal, BDSM. Just interspecies erotica, as Clerks 2 put it. Interspecies erotica. They are going to get down and tear your ass up. Because we've all seen Eichenwald's porn collection. Come on. I know you're with me on this. Don't leave me hanging. I'm not off in the weeds alone on this, am I? I mean, we're all thinking the same thing, right? Right? You haven't abandoned me, guys. I mean, we're still cool, right? This wasn't too far. Was it Bianca, it might have been a little too far. Well, what part was too far? Bianca, maybe all of it was actually too far. Maybe next time, ixnay on the Ativan before you make a video. That is a good point. And you know, I'm actually starting to see double right now, so it's time to go to bed. I'm not even going to go walk the dog tonight. I'm just fucked up. But these kind of silly Billy comics, I couldn't look up the Comic-Con sales because it's on Comicology. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. What would they have sold if it was a... It does some things okay. But the thing... Okay, here's my main bone of contention. If I buy this for my kids, or you buy this for your kids, because the cover looks like it's for kids, and the kids are all drawn. You know, they kind of draw kids in this breastless style, and you think, okay, this means it's clearly for children. It's clearly for the under teen age. What is under teen? Like 12 and under age, when kids are still kind of into cutesy wootsy things. Because once you hit high school, or once you hit the 8th grade, by the 8th grade, even, you know what, even by the 7th grade, I'll say by the 7th grade, boys are definitely into, actually, you know what, boys are into the real stuff, the real Spider-Man, the real Daredevil, Hulk. They're into that actually very, very early. Okay, but the girls might be into this in grammar school, maybe. So this is what you think it is. You think it's appropriate for grammar school stuff. But then she starts swearing, and the swearing is one thing. Swearing is not great for kids, but it's kind of like sexually suggestive dialogue and sexually suggestive scenes, sort of. It's just too much for a kid's book. You don't feel comfortable giving this to a kid, because I know that horse is going to bend her over and fuck her. All right? I mean, I have YouTube. I have the internet. I've seen it happen. Interspecies erotica, horse fuckers, it doesn't happen that often. You know, it's not something I've seen that often, but my God, it does happen. You know, horses need love too, especially pink horses with antlers. And they look like they're about to have an intimate scene. I don't know. That, just a little too much forced cursing, too much silly Billy. So I don't know who this comic is for. It's definitely not for children, because the swearing and the slight sexual suggestiveness. Oh, and plus you have a homosexual relationship. I don't want my kids, or anyone's kids, reading homosexual stuff. Oh, Bianca, don't be such a prude. It's cool to introduce children to homosexual activity. I'm not against homosexuals at all. I live in the gayest part of the country. I know a lot of gay friends. Gay people are A-okay, but kids should be introduced to homosexual ideas after puberty, after they've, 18, they can start reading these homosexual comics, because by then they know. I mean, a gay kid knows he's gay, probably even before puberty. I mean, I knew kids who, even before puberty, looked at them, suspected they're gay, and then after puberty, it's like, yeah, of course you're gay. And even in high school, they were in high school, and they just knew they're gay, and they tried to date girls for a little while, and it's like, we knew he was just trying to do it to just try to get out of the system, and realize it's not going to work. You can be friends, and that's what they were. And then as soon as he went to college, actually I ended up going to the same college with him. Then he just started, fucking and sucking his way around college to kind of be free to explore his new options, which is cool. But there's a time and a age appropriateness for everything, and for this kind of stuff, college age is good for people exploring gay stuff. But that's not what the comic book industry wants to do now. They are totally on board with introducing sex and gay concepts to younger and younger children. I honestly believe a lot of these writers and editors are degenerates, is a nice way of saying it without saying the P to the E to the D to the O. They're degenerates who they want to bring down society. They want to bring down the West. And 2, they want to destroy the nuclear family. Sorry if I said that the George Bush way. And they're doing it very, very successfully. But at least now, people are starting to call them out. People are starting to notice who is behind this kind of gender bending and race swapping and all this kind of stuff. Because it's a certain group of people that are doing it. Anyway, I really doubt anyone stayed for this totally bizarre video for 35 minutes. But if you did, then you're probably as high as I am right now, because I'm fucked up. Choke on a tentacle, Chelsea. Does that mean oral? bukkake bass for all. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on BitChute. I will see you on the next episode. Check out my BitChute. I'll post a link in the description if I remember.